Look who's back. It's Dan Miller. Everyone is looking for an extra income these days. Many of you out there have been thinking about publishing your own book.
Career coach Dan Miller has been pretty successful at this, and he's here this morning to share some of his pointers. So for me, when you think about writing a book and publishing a book, it sounds like, for me, it feels like a long shot to get it done, but it's not really the case, right?
It's not really, because you can do it yourself. So we start there. Anybody can do that. It's very easy to get in the game. I mean, even organizations like Amazon, you can be on the biggest distributor of books in the world this afternoon through a program called CreateSpace, where you can write a book and get it on there. So we start there. Now, can you get a deal with Viking or Doubleday or Random House? Yeah, that's more difficult. It's tough as a beginning author. But if you start and do something,
right,
you can open the door there. I mean, 48 Days to the Work You Love is published by a major publisher and has done extremely well. But to get there, I mean, to start with, I used a spiral-bound book like this that I got done at Kinko's with a little cassette.
What's this? Nobody's seen these for years.
With a little cassette. That's how that started.
Oh, my goodness.
Then we got really fancy, and we went to a 3-ring binder with a couple CDs in it.
Nice.
Well, I sold over $2 million worth of these before I ever talked to a publisher, before we ever had it in a bookstore anywhere.
Really?
Just started giving people something they wanted. So if you just do something, it's amazing how doors open.
Right. Now, you've got several books over here, and you said, you know, half of yours are through a publisher, half of them are self-published. When do you make the decision that this is better to try to get it to a publisher, or I think I would be better if I did this on my own?
Sometimes when it's a niche topic, if it's like you'll see Right to the Bank over there, and Thou Shalt Prosper, and a little book that my wife just did, a children's book. Some of those we think are better if we just do it ourselves because they're a niche topic. It's going to be difficult to really get the leverage that you want with a major publisher. But with niche topics, you can do really well because of the internet. I mean, you can start a blog or a podcast on a particular topic and get a big audience. I mean, my podcast is downloaded by about 80,000 people every time I do it. So I have an immediate audience for anything that I write. So I create a new product about every month. Well, working with a major publisher, it may take 2 years to get something out. So if there's something that's timely and I think we want to get it out there, we just do it ourselves.
And kind of grassroots the whole project.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and you're living proof that it's successful, it's possible to make it happen. And are you just telling people, don't be, I guess, scared or intimidated by, oh, I'm an author, I wrote a book. It seems like you need to have a big backing and a bunch of people behind you to do that, but that's not the case.
That's not the case. I mean, 81% of Americans say they'd like to write a book, but very few ever do anything. But what I started doing is I started sending op-ed pieces to the Nashville Business Journal. That's how I started building an audience. They liked it, people asked for more, and I started doing regular things on career and work and finding your passion. And so I just kept giving people things that they asked for, and then I did newspapers and magazines, have always been very receptive. So it built an audience for me for books then, where I ultimately got to publishers. But publishers came way down the road. That was not the first approach that I took at all.
Very interesting. You know, if the people out there are interested, I know you're doing a seminar coming up in June. Here it is, Right to the Bank seminar. So if you are interested in this, check it out. 48days.net is where you can find more information. You said there's a barn on there, so you can click on the barn and 48days.net for more information on this seminar. It's coming up in Franklin in June. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you again.
Absolutely.
Keep writing, my friend.
Well, we want to encourage people that there are ways to generate income even in trying times.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, well, we've got to read some stuff that someone wrote for us. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. It's easier when the words are already there for you. Still ahead, from financing